Hello viewers, welcome back to the Multimagic channel. So for the last couple of days you have been seeing a lot of live sessions and videos going through our channel. So today it's about Multimagic's product, and we are running an internship program for the Multimagic's product, and we have two teams for it. One is Multimagic's desktop UI team and the Multimagic's Android team. So this video is dedicated for the Multimagic's Android team. Of course, the other team members can also definitely watch this video and they can gain knowledge from this video. So starting with this, we'll go through a lot of installations in this video, and I will try to show all the steps from the scratch. So on that note, let's start how to set up the environment for the Android development environment for the Multimagic's application. So first, what is the needed infrastructure for this specific project? So we'll be using Linux platform. So all the Android installations and all the installations and other prerequisites, React, everything we'll be using Linux platform. So we will be using Ubuntu. There are a lot of Linux flavors available in the market like Kali, Ubuntu, Red Hat. A lot of Linux flavors are available, but for simplicity we'll be using Ubuntu platform. And instead of installing the Ubuntu OS on our machines, we will be using a WSL called Windows Subsystem Linux. It means whoever is having Windows laptop can install a Linux subsystem on top of the Windows, and we can use that Linux for our development purpose. So there are also other options. You can install Linux. One is VirtualBox and one is you can directly have the OS, but as most of them will be not having a specific dedicated CPU for Ubuntu, so we will be using this option 3 where we'll be using the Windows Subsystem Linux. So we will start with how to install this Windows Subsystem Linux, and then we'll move on to the rest of the installations. Okay, so for simplicity I mentioned here CMD. CMD means command. It means these are the commands you need to install on your machine, and the rest is for the readable format. So we'll start with how to install Windows Subsystem Linux. So first is you need to open PowerShell as an administrator. Okay, let me open that. Okay, so in the administrator mode I open the PowerShell. Okay, so next you need to enable the virtualization. So these two steps I am skipping for now because these are already installed on my machine and the virtualization is already enabled. But for the first time users who are installing the Windows Subsystem Linux, please do follow these two steps and then restart your laptop. Okay, so and then now move on to the next step where you need to install the Ubuntu. So now let's install the Ubuntu on Windows. So first we need to see what are the different distributions available online, so that we don't need to download any specific ISO image of the Ubuntu. So now this particular distribution version is available online. So we'll go ahead and install that. For that the command is wsl install -d ubuntu -22.04. So now let's see. Okay, so it is installing the WSL, I mean the Windows Subsystem Linux, which is Ubuntu 22.04. So the download has started and then it's going on. So we'll wait until the download is completed. So meanwhile I can just say the few advantages of this Windows Subsystem Linux. So as you can see, like it's a lightweight application, but one more thing is it doesn't have any UI. So if you have any Windows machine, you have all the UI, all those things, but Windows Subsystem Linux, it is purely a command line based. You will not have any graphic interfaces, all those things which comes with the basic operating system installation. So this is just the command line kind of Ubuntu version, but all the things whatever you can do on Ubuntu OS you can do here, except the UI is not visible. But few things you can, there are different ways to render it onto the Windows thing. We'll see that. So this is taking some time. So okay, so the username is funny. Alias you can choose your whatever username you want, and password also just for simplicity I'm giving the same. I'm reconfirming the password. Yes, installation is successful. So now this is not a Linux shell. I mean sorry, this is not a Windows PowerShell. anymore. So this is a Ubuntu PowerShell now. I mean the Ubuntu shell. So you can see here who am I. If I can, this is my username, and if I type this command lsb underscore release hyphen a, just give me the, okay, my bad, lsb underscore, it's not hyphen. Okay, so I am in this Ubuntu version 22.0.0.5. So by this way the Ubuntu version is installation is completed. Before going to making use of this Windows subsystem Linux, we need to set this default version. So now I exited from the Ubuntu shell. Now I'm in the Windows PowerShell. So now they give this command wsl hyphen hyphen set hyphen default hyphen version 2. So this sets that double subscription Linux version to 2. And now if you give a wsl hyphen hyphen list, it gives us the distribution versions. Okay, the whatever distribution version we installed, that shows now. So by this way we can confirm that Ubuntu subsystem Linux has been installed successfully. So we'll go to the next set of installations. We'll also go through how to, with the help of VS Code, how can we make it this Ubuntu subsystem, this Ubuntu make it more friendly rather than working everything in the subsystem, in the PowerShell. So let's go to the next slide now. So now, so in the search bar, if you type Ubuntu, it will show like this now. So by default, this Ubuntu app is now available, and if you click open, so you can open now. Now everything is this. This is the Linux shell actually. Okay, so here you can do now. So before going to the, we need to upgrade the system first. So sudo apt upgrade. Okay, you need to give whatever password you have set earlier, and you need to sudo apt update. Okay, so all the packages are updating now. So once the packages are updated, it says 7 packages are updated. So now your Ubuntu system is ready, and we'll go to the next step now. So now in the next step, you will install few build tools. So these are like kind of prerequisites for the entire project. So with this, it ensures like what are the build process, running process, runtime, libraries, all those things will be getting resolved. So now let's start. What are those build tools? So we'll start with G++. So let's start. So this is the command in Linux. If you want to install any software, just like in Windows, if you have any executable, you just download it and you install it. In Linux, it is all through command line. So first install sudo apt install get G++, and every time it asks for password. Yes, so G++ is running, and yes, sorry, and I need to click yes. Okay, so G++ is running. So the installation is going on. Okay, so this is like the command way of installing the packages. Okay, so next is we'll go to autoconf, click yes. Okay, autoconf is installed. Next is automake. So it's already installed. So next is build hyphen essential. Build hyphen essential. Click yes. So don't worry, these are all the packages we are installing, like the required tools. Software build essential will also install CMake. Click yes. Okay, CMake is also installed. Now we'll install libtool. Click yes. So next we'll install Ninja build. Okay, this is also done. So next we'll install package config. This is also very important tool. Okay, so we have gone through the basic setups. So far we have installed Ubuntu on top as a subsystem, or Linux as a subsystem on Windows, and we have upgraded and updated the packages, and we have installed some very basic things which are useful for the, in terms of any operating system. Okay, so now let's move on and then go to the specific things related to the project actually. So we'll start with the git actually, so because we need to clone the code and we need to do a lot of things. So sudo apt install git. Okay, I mean as a part of git game build essentials, this git is already installed I believe, but just this is just a safety step. So this is the version git installed. So now if you do git config hyphen list, nothing is there, so you need to register. So git config hyphen global user dot name. So my git username is just like what we used to be, copy say, and my user dot email is Manendra underscore copy city at yahoo.com. Okay, so now if I cross check, so this is how I am configuring the git now. So after the git is installed, yeah, we'll move on to the VS Code installation. So on my VS Code, on my Windows machine, VS Code is already installed, so I'm not going through that step. But as you know, this is a bit tedious doing everything in command line. It's like bit tough to doing adding code, editing code, compiling, building. So it's better to build an editor. So we'll use VS Code now. So I think everyone are familiar with installing the VS Code. So now I am opening the VS Code here. I already have on my Windows machine, but it's a pretty straightforward process. But the most important thing is you need to install a plugin called remote development. So this is already installed. So this plugin, if you're not installed, it will show here install. You just install it here. So this is very much important. And once this installed, and then if you just click this remote explorer, it will ask you the WSL targets. So you can connect to SSH and you can connect to WSL targets. So by default, this WSL target is already there. So you can just simply click here on this connect in current window. So it's so now in this VS Code, you can connect to your WSL subsystem. So you can see here, this is your WSL subsystem now. So if you just click now terminal, new terminal, and if you click here, move terminal enter area. So this is all your, so to zoom in, you can do Control++. So this is all this is your Ubuntu shell now. So you can give the commands, all the Linux commands, you can do all the development, and you can also open the folders, and then you can keep projects. All those, a lot of flexibility it will have. So now from now we'll be using this VS Code WSL target, and then we'll start giving all the instructions and everything. So VS Code installation I'm not going through. Just keep in mind you install VS Code, and after that you just do this extension remote development, and then now you'll be coming here. Okay, so the next step is we'll install Java and other things. So for that I will start with this command. So where I need to unzip, I mean this is one of the tool, unzip. Okay, sudo apt uninstall unzip. So this is my password. Okay, so the installation is going. So next is you need to add this repository here, sudo apt repository. This is for, we are installing Java version 17. So this is needed for one of our projects. So press enter to continue. Okay, it's going on. Okay, so now I have installed that. I mean I added that. So now you need to install the actual Java version. So I'm installing this Open JDK 17. Okay, click yes, enter. So Java installation is going through. Okay, so Java installation is done. So now if you do Java hyphen version, yes, this is the Java version we installed, but we need to add environment variables to the path. In Windows, just like you click environment variables, and in the path variable you add paths. Something similar in Linux, we'll be having a file called bashrc. You do ls-a, and then you press Control and select this file. So this file is opened here. So now all you need to do is you come to the end of the file, and then you can just copy these two variables, I mean whatever. Okay, so you need this export Java. If you see here, I mean you need to copy this Java home is equal to user lib Java JVM OpenJDK AMD64 and export part is $Java underscore bin $path. So these two you need to add to this bash RC. So now save it. After saving, you can close this file. Now we need to apply this. We just saved the file, but the changes are not applied. So you need to load all the environment variables freshly. So for that you need to give this command source tilde forward slash dot bash rc. So now all the Java corresponding environment variables are loaded. So you can quickly check here, echo dollar Java underscore home. You can see that this path is coming now. So the environment variable is set now. Okay, so with this the Java installation is done. So next thing is we'll go to the Android installation, which is the main thing. So because it's the Android development, so far we just installed subsystem Linux, and then we installed some upgraded the packages. We installed few build tools and build essentials, and then we installed Git, and then we installed Java. So now it's the time to install the Android Studio. So for that you need to first download the Android Studio zip file here. Okay, so this is wget. So this is like download. This is like a command which used to download this in it or any on the online. So I'm downloading now. So once it is download, you need to untar it, and then you need to start installing. Okay, so let's see now. Okay, the download. So that is the advantage of subsystem Linux and this VS Code. You can open the files, edit the file, save it. You don't need of any EVA editors, and then you can just now the downloads. Everything is pretty much easy. So instead of going to PowerShell, log into WSL, or going to Ubuntu shell. So this is also shell, but a bit easy, where you can editing the files and compiling rest of the things are a bit easy in the VS Code. Okay, so now the download is going. Let it give some time. So yeah, as you know, this is a bit a lengthy process. Lot of depend. You need to start it from the scratch. For the other desktop team, you have you already have the operating system. You already have the basic setups ready. So all you need to do is just install those dependencies, and then just go ahead, clone the code, and run the project. But here for Windows, for the Linux operating system, you need to start from building the OS. So that's why we have installed the Ubuntu, and on top of that we install few basic necessary tools and softwares, and on top of that you need to install prerequisites for the project, and then you need to go clone the project. So it's you know, see, we are really doing everything from the scratch. Okay, so now this installation is done. So now you need to untar this file. So if you click ls, you can see here, this is the file I'm having it right now here. So go here, tar xvfz. Okay, so this is like in Windows how you unzip a file, same thing here. That is the command. So the untar is done. So now you can just simply give this command cd. Okay, Android Studio bin. Okay, so now I'm inside this. So now if you go and this is the file you need to run. So dot forward studio.sh. So this will open Android UI for us. So this is the Android UI. Okay, so now it will open import settings. So you can simply say configure installation directory. Okay. You can close this, I think. Okay. Yeah, you can close that now. In the other screen, I can see there is a pop-up appeared. So just click don't send. Okay. So now here comes the Android UI. So this is how. So just maybe I went a bit fast here. So when you run dot forward studio.sh, a pop-up will come. You don't do anything, just close that window, and now there will be one more pop-up comes like send some status. So you can simply select don't send. So now the screen appears now. So here you can click next. Okay, I'm by default I'm going to the standard, and these are all the things that will install. Go to next, and yeah, I accept the license, and everything is selected. Click next. Your system, you can run the emulator in excellent performance mode. Okay, finish. So now the installation is going through. So it will take some time for the installation. So you can see the details here. The installation is finished now. So you can just simply click finish now. So now you'll be getting this pop-up now. So here you can select more actions, and you can select SDK manager. So here this is important step now. So whatever things I'm going, please carefully watch it. So first select this pack, check this show package details. So now whatever I'm selecting, please select it. So now first go to the SDK platforms, and then you just select this, and select, and rest you can leave as it is. And now go to Android 14, yes, which is upside down cake. So you can just select this first one, second one, and then you can select this Google APIs ARM, not ARM, we'll select Google APIs. Okay, Google APIs, one second. So after Google TV, yeah, Google APIs ARM 64, Google APIs, sorry, this one, my bad. Okay, so now we started, we select, these are the default I kept, and in Android 14 these are the first two you select, and next you select Google APIs Intel x86_64 Atom system image. So the next is you go to Android 13, and in Android 13 you select the first four options, 1 2 3 4. Okay, and then you can also select ARM64v8A system image, ARM64v8A system image, and then you can also Intel x86_64 Atom system image, and you can select all these Google APIs, and ARM until T8080D. Okay, so next is you can go to SDK tools, next tab, and then you can select, you can first tick this, it will show multiple options. So now you can select 34.00, and then you can select 33.02, and you can select 33.00, and you can select, these are all the API versions for to ensure we have all the backward compatibility and everything. And this is 30.0.3, and it is 30.0.0. Okay, so let's quickly, I'm just checking. So I have 35, I have 34.00, I have 33.02, and then I have 33.00, and I have 30.03, and I have 30.02. Okay, this is not required. Okay, so this is for the build tools. So next you go to NDK side by side. So here you select 25.2 and 25.1, and then you select 23.1, and then you can also select 21.4. So these are all the things we figured out during our projects for all the compatibilities, backward and latest Android tabs, mobiles, all the things. So in order to support different API levels, we are selecting all these packages. Okay, so next is Android SDK command line tools. Maybe you can select the latest, or you can select one. I'm just referring to a screenshot. So you can select this 13.00 RC1 Android command line tools, or you can also select latest. That should be good enough. Okay, so next we'll move on to the I think next is like CMake. So in CMake 3.22.1, and then you can go to Android. You can select this Android emulator and Android SDK platform tools. You can leave that as it is. So these are the basic packages we need to install. So now just click apply. It will say the components will be installed. Okay, everything, it takes this much amount of time and size. Okay, click OK, accept, and then you can now scroll down all the licenses. Okay, I think we need to go here also, come down, accept, next. Okay, so here that all the downloads will be, it will take some time to install, so please be patient. Now the installation is completed. You can click finish here. Just one last thing, I forgot to check one particular thing. So in the SDK tools, if you select all the way down, yeah, please don't mention, please check this CMake 3.32.5 and then click apply and then install that again, that package also. Since this is already installed, I just during installation I noticed this is missed and I checked it again. But please ensure after finish, you come back, you select this and click apply, and then it will start downloading and install. Not a big thing. Okay, so now you have to click apply and click OK. So with this we have completed the Android Studio setup. So now there are environment variables we need to worry about. So now let's again open our this. Okay, I think you can close this since it is done. Okay, so you can see here now, if you come here, press Ctrl L to clear the screen, CD. Okay, so I am in this home directory, home funny, and my entire Android setup is in this folder. So if you go to CD, Android, so all the things, SDK, NDK, everything will be inside that folder. So now open -rc, go to the end of the file, and yeah, copy this particular okay, I have already shared what are all the things need to copy. So these are the, okay, come here, copy this export variable. So instead of username, you need to give the actual username. So it's home funny. This is where my Android SDK and DK files are there. And once quickly cross check here. So whatever we are doing here. So first is, okay, we are telling home funny Android SDK. So see CD home funny Android SDK. Okay, this path is there, good. So next is under home you have emulator. Yes, emulator is there here. And next platform tools. Yes, platform tools is there. And then just check tools. Yes, tools is there. Okay, it's here. And then carefully go to this command line tools 11.0 bin. Okay, so command line, so go there, cd command line tools, see. Okay, so we need to change this latest bin. Okay, take cd latest cd bin. Okay, so just update here. So instead of 11.0, use latest here. Okay, so yeah, so now just simply save this file, close this, come back to your home directory, and then save the file. Just apply the changes. So just quickly check echo $Android underscore home. Yep, this is the path. So all the changes are applied now. So this is about the Android installation. So just one quick thing, I forgot to select the CMake, but during the installation process I already selected it, but I didn't show it in the video recording. So please ensure you select that CMake 30.1 and just that latest version. You keep the command line tools in the bash rc. That's the only thing. Okay, so next, now let's see how to install the node, npm and the other things which are useful for building our React project. So we are in the home directory now. So one second. So let me get the command. So now you need to install the nvm. Okay, so the command for install the nvm is this one. So you need to install wget. I mean, you need to download this particular script which installs a nvm node version manager, and then you select yes. Okay, the download is going through. Okay, it already updated the bash rc. So by default it updates the bash rc. So we need to update, we need to apply those changes now here. So source bash rc, and now you need to, so the since nvm is installed now, you can simply come here and do nvm install node. So you can nvm alias. Okay, so now you can do this nvm alias node. Okay, so now just check the versions. Oh, so nvm hyphen version there, node hyphen version there, and npx hyphen version there, and then check finally npm hyphen version. So all the node package managers, npm, nvx, nvm already installed. So now we need to add this path to the variables again. So open the bash rc here, and now these two are added now because of the nvm installations. Now you need to add two more things here. So okay, come here, Control V. So what I'm telling, so instead of username, I'll give my username here, and here I'm giving my username here. So before that, check once whether these versions are there or not. So it is telling home funny.in versions node. Okay, so cd home funny.nvm cd. So you need to go to which location? You need to go to versions, cd versions, sorry, cd node. Yep, we have here 22.9.0. So we need to update this, copy this here. So because these export variables are a bit old, when I copy it, okay. So update here 22.9.0. So node and npm. So just quickly check and see whether these are there. Yes. Okay. Inside bin folder, cd bin. Yep, node and npm both executables. So this is good. So whatever export variables we are using now is correct. So now immediately after that you save it, and then you need to do source dot bash rc. The changes are applied now. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next step. So now this is about you need to install the React Native or other things. Okay, so go to the home directory again. So now do npm install -g react -native. So the npm install -. So now we are installing the React Native. This is for our front-end mobile application. Okay, so let the installation go through. Yep, it is. Okay, so the installation is done. So now check whether all the required npm React Native things are installed. So npx npm view React version. Okay, so next is React -native version. So next is React Native -CLI version. So next is React library version. Okay, so next is React Native library version. Okay, so with this we confirm that all the React things are installed, and now we need to install few more global packages like npm install -g yarn. Okay, install this is needed, and -g bob. So these are the additional dependencies we need to install to build our front-end mobile project. Okay, so next is actually, so far we have not built our projects yet. So this is all these are all the dependencies, packages, Android Studio, setting up Ubuntu, OS, VS Code. So we are at 2. So now in the home directory, you start cloning the project. So we have 2 projects here. We have front-end React Native plugin. I mean the first the React plugin. Okay. So this is the URL. You are cloning this. Okay. So next you clone this particular project. Multimagics front. Okay. So this is done. So this is the front-end code. Okay. So next you go to inside this directory. Okay. And then do this particular commands. So first you need to remove some unnecessary packages which are part of the package. So just remove this and remove React Native video. Okay. So now do npm install. Okay, let this go. So it's all happening now. So all the packages are getting installed. What are dependencies? Okay. So it's throwing some warning. That's okay. No worries. Okay. So now do npm install. Okay, so now after npm install you do an add. Okay, this is about an add, so you just need to do again. Okay, after an add is installed. Okay, so I'm adding these 2 packages again. So now we need to include our plugin project here. So once the plugin project, my bad. So once the plugin project is installed, okay, so this is good. So this is also installed. So now this is the time you need to install our npx React Native build Android project. Okay, build Android, start running. Okay, so this will take some time, but yeah, so let's see the build process. Since this is the first time, it will install all the Gradle things and everything. Okay. Okay, so let the installation go through. Yeah, so it's going on, it's generating. It's like almost done. It is downloading all the dependencies and everything. Okay, so okay, all the Gradle things, it is compiling all the default things now. So let's wait until the compilation is done. So once this compilation is in progress, we'll go through the next about the how to run. So we are just building now how to install this APK onto the mobile, and as well as how to run this our multimedia application on the emulator. So that will cover after this particular build process is done. Yeah, it's almost there. Okay, it's going to the compiler. Okay, so it's now Sonu కొంచెం no, yeah. Okay, so we're installing all the dependencies now. Okay, so let it go. So starting Gradle daemons, since it's the first time we are building it, it is taking some time, so that's okay. So because so the build takes for the first time 5 to 10 minutes, so next time it's a bit straightforward. So so all the node modules, all the React libraries, all the React dependencies, everything is getting installed. So React Native page, it is going through, and then okay, the configuration is going on. So the environment variables are key here, so please don't forget at each installation at whichever place those are required. So don't forget to update that. Okay. Okay, so let it go through. Mhm. Okay, then still going on. So yeah, since it's the first time, yeah, let it go. So it's almost 90% done, and yeah, I think the backend compilation code is not started. So it's installing resolving dependencies. Okay, runtime class path tracing. Okay, and then yeah. Just core, KTX, modules, materials, Android scalable videos, SQLite, Kotlin memory type, native loader, Kotlin debug runtime class, and yeah, okay. Okay. Fragment, custom view, transition, yeah, annotation, activity, lifecycle, process. Yeah, see, it's just so as installation is going on, I want to just revisit. So we started installing Ubuntu, and then we upgraded the packages, updated the packages, and then we installed some build essentials, and then we installed Git, and then we installed basic Android and HTK manager, different tools, all those things, and we inside Android CMake, and then in every process we updated the bash RC file, and also now we started installing prerequisites for building the React Native application. So we installed Node, we installed npm, we installed React Native, and then finally we started the build process of the actual project, where we cloned the project, and then we cloned both front end and back end, and we came into the front end project and we integrated the back end here, and then we are running all the different types here. So let the installation go through. Okay, so it's almost there. But let's see. So it's, I think it's downloading all the dependencies and everything here. Okay, now the build is completed. You can see build is successful. It took 8 minutes. Yeah, since it's first time it downloads all the dependencies, but from the next time the build will be smooth. So far we have covered the Android build process. I mean, how to generate an Android application of the Multimagic's front-end application for Android environment. So, but now how to run it, how to flash it, how to on mobile, and how to run that on the emulator. We will be seeing that in the next video. Yeah, thank you. Keep watching. Bye bye.